Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Ode to the Goose, a Korean drama romance from 2018. Now our two main characters are a man, played by Hae-il Park, and a recently divorced woman, played by Sori Moon. They take a trip to Gunsan on a whim. The beginning shows our duo as they arrive in this town. It's somewhat mysterious as to what their relationship is at present, and what it will be in the future. Now, there seems to be a little bit of awkwardness here, with the man making some pretty obvious passes at this woman, and her playing them off jokingly. And after a while, she just starts shutting him down completely. Given this situation, it's a bit difficult for him because there's only two people traveling together. So if one person hooks up with someone else, the other person's just basically left completely alone. But in any case, they find lodging in an inn where the middle-aged owner lives with his autistic daughter who does not leave her room. It's kind of the setup. This was directed by Lu Zhang, who has some impressive films under his belt. He directed Erik from 2008, Gongju from 2014, and A Quiet Dream from 2016, all pretty solid films. I do have a review of A Quiet Dream up on this channel. This director's talented. Now, some people have compared him to Sang-Soo Hong in terms of style, but I think that I probably enjoy Zhang's films even better, and even a little bit more than Hong's in general. Of course, Hong has made a greater number of films, many of which are quite good. But the aforementioned three films that I mentioned from Zhang are actually better, probably, than a good number of Hong's titles, in my opinion. So this guy is good. There are a few cool reflection shots you'll see that kind of show characters off-screen. So you have the camera set up, a character will be off-screen, but you could see them in a reflection somewhere in the frame. So it's kind of interesting. You might miss a few of these shots the first time you watch the film. He also gets very good performances by his actors. It was very nice to see Sori Moon in a leading role. Most people know her from Oasis, the film, and it's really one of the more acclaimed Korean performances in the last 20 years. She seems to have been relegated, though, a lot of the time to supporting roles for some reason. So it's, her character in Ode to the Goose, thankfully, is a lead, and has a nice mix of interaction with the male characters. The guy she's traveling with, the owner of the inn, her ex-husband. She reacts to each of them quite differently, as you might expect. So you get to see different sides of her personality, depending on who she's with. And Sori Moon gives a very good performance here. I hope she gets more leading roles going forward, Hae-il Park, most well known to international audiences with his role in The Host from 2006, and you may have seen him in War of the Arrows from 2011. But when I think of him, I typically think of his character in Rules of Dating from 2005. I need to review that movie at some point in the future because he is so entertainingly inappropriate in that film. It's ridiculous. That film it'll rile some viewers up if they watch that one. It's a pretty cool romance. But in any case, he's more likable in Ode to the Goose, we'll put it that way. But he is stuck in this friend zone with this lady that he's traveled with, and you wonder if he'll ever kind of break out of it or not. And you'll see that as it moves along. Or maybe perhaps he'll move on to another love interest. You're not quite sure. Now, we also have So-dam Park in a supporting role. She was recently in Parasite, and her character has pretty limited screen time, but she does a good job in the role considering the lack of dialogue that's given to her. But it was nice to see her in this. So, Ode to the Goose, it's kind of a laid-back, quiet, relaxing film. It's one of those. It's kind of like, a Korean art house film that's, not really abrasive at all. It's just pretty relaxing to watch. It's deliberately paced, has a runtime of 2 full hours, so some viewers who prefer more briskly paced, tighter storylines, might find this a little bit too slow and uneventful for them. This film does meander a little bit, but I think it meanders in interesting ways. I think there are lots of little interactions, miscommunications, and character moments to keep things interesting and engaging, at least for fans of this kind of film. There's also a subtext regarding mixed heritage. that comes up many times throughout the film, specifically related to Korean Chinese citizens who are living in Korea and how Koreans view these people, which is, obviously look out for that as well. It's kind of interesting. So I do recommend Ode to the Goose. If you're into this type of thing, it is available streaming on Asian Crush as well as physical media. And as always, we'll see you next time.